and welcome to the most exclusive unboxing in India. My dream car is in the back of this trailer and this is the very first time that you're going to be seeing it in India. I'm so excited and happy today, you have no idea. This truck sucks though, it's too noisy and too uncomfortable. But that is also a truck and it's extremely comfortable. I have no headroom, but it's happening. This is the key. This car has been on sale for 44 years, yet there's nothing as iconic as this car now. I need to quickly get it out because I'm so excited. There it is, the Mercedes G-Wagon. This is the G400d Adventure Edition. All set to get the car out now. Oof, this is tiring, but I love it. This G-Wagon is finished in olive green color, one of the 17 G manufacturer colors for which you have to pay additional money. Meanwhile, there are 8 colors for which you don't have to pay any extra money at all, and one of them is the standard color, that is of course white, yaar. Now that the car is out of the trailer, it's finally time to remove all the plastics. I've been so waiting for this. Since this car is shipped, it has got minimum fuel right now, obviously for safety reasons, but my god, it's so amazing driving a brand new Mercedes G-Wagon. Running it in smoothly. Well, since the weather is too hot and so is the car, let's get it inside here and let me remove all the plastics which I can in this car. Come on G-Wagon, get inside now. The Mercedes G-Wagon is available in 3 variants in India with 2 powertrain options. There's the G63 Grand Edition, which obviously gets the 4-litre bi-turbo V8 engine with 577 horsepower and 850 Newton meters of torque. The same engine that also powers the AMG GTR, the beast of the green hell. It goes from 0 to 100 km per hour in just 4.5 seconds and has a top speed of 220 km per hour, which can be bumped up to 240 km per hour with the AMG driver's package. But this one right here is the diesel, which also is available in 2 variants. There is the G400d AMG line with a lot of AMG bits, but this is the Adventure Edition, which is actually India specific. The price of this car as well as the other AMG line model is identical at rupees 3.07 crores. That's very expensive. You know why? Mercedes-Benz has increased the price from the G350d to the G400d by rupees 1.16 crores. But then this car is sold out because Mercedes gave preference to existing Mercedes customers because the G-Wagon is in huge demand. But don't compare the price of the G400d with the G350d. Instead, compare it with the G63 AMG, which costs 50% more than this car, yeah, at a whopping rupees 4.73 crores on road Mumbai. In fact, the first year insurance cost of this car, rupees 10 lakhs. Meanwhile, the G63 AMG's first year insurance cost is rupees 16 lakhs and the registration cost of this car, rupees 40 lakhs. The G63 AMG's registration cost is a whopping rupees 54 lakhs. But don't worry, you can book one with just rupees 1.5 lakhs. Of course, you have to pay the remaining amount as well someday. But we all know what this second generation G-Wagon is all about. It uses a ladder frame chassis, it has got 3 fully locking differentials, very few cars have that, permanent 4-wheel drive system, low range transfer case, 241 mm of ground clearance and 700 mm of water wading capacity. This is a very capable car which also has something known as the G mode. But what is so specific about this particular car, the G400d? It is this 3-liter inline 6-cylinder engine known as the OM656, which is the most powerful diesel engine in the history of Mercedes-Benz. It produces 330 horsepower and 700 Newton meters of torque. The result is it goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 6.4 seconds, which is a whole 1 second quicker than the G350d. It actually produces 44 more horsepower. Yeah, Mercedes-Benz loves 44 because he obviously got them 6 titles. But this car is having 100 Newton meters more torque as well with a top speed of 210 kilometers per hour. Yes, it's a fast car for what is having a shape of a refrigerator. But due to the 2,500 kgs weight, it's not very efficient, and that's the reason it has got a 100-liter fuel tank. But the Adventure Edition is very India specific. So what exactly do you get in the Adventure Edition? You get 19-inch 5-spoke silver alloys with 275/55 tires. Meanwhile, the AMG line gets 20-inch wheels. By the way, the AMG line also has Mercedes-Benz written on the brake calipers. It gets a professional roof luggage rack with C-profile rails, but that does hinder the visibility from the sunroof. But how do you access the roof rack? Because this car is 2 meters in terms of height. No problem. It gets a removable ladder with anti-slip coating, so I can easily climb up like this. But before you start cribbing and crying that I'm standing on top of a G-Wagon, where's the respect? Well, it is meant to do such things because this ladder can take up to 100 kgs of weight. Thankfully, I'm just 99.99 kgs. And this particular roof rack can take up to 240 kgs of weight, which means that you can put a tent here and camp. But if you're moving the car, you can't put more than 90 kgs of weight, which means that if you want to carry luggage or put a mount here with stuff, you can do that as well. So this car is just not about being retro cool and having excellent road presence. This car is also very practical. By the way, the finishing on the roof rack is very similar to what you see on the hood of the Defender. By the way, it's around 4.6 meters long and 2 meters in terms of width, and it's got adaptive dampers. There's no air suspension here because it's all about being rough and tough, baby. The Adventure Edition also gets a professional spare wheel holder, which is quite different from what we see on other G-Wagons because I think the AMG line gets a steel finish there. And the G-Wagon is one of the few cars which still gets a full-size spare wheel with an alloy. Of course, the Range Rovers get it too, but not many people, or actually I don't think anyone is mounting the spare wheel on the boot, but Mercedes continues to do so with the G-Wagon. By the way, this car can be super popular in Rajasthan because people like to commute like this by hanging on the rear tailgate. Tailgate is here only, huh? Woo! Crazy. And it's also quite practical because there's so much space inside the boot. Unbelievable. So what are the traits of a G-Wagon? Firstly, it's the boxy design which fights aerodynamics at higher speeds. Then there is the angular silhouette, the round headlights which are so iconic and retro cool, and of course the indicators on the hood. This cost Mercedes-Benz a lot to engineer, yet they continue to do it because that is what a G-Wagon is all about, retro coolness. Then of course it gets an exposed spare wheel on a side hinged rear door, very cool. And how can I forget the exposed hinges all across the body, right on the hood as well as on the doors. And these door handles with a button to open the door, and the way the doors sound when you lock and unlock, oh my goodness. That is so unique to the Mercedes G-Wagon. The G-Wagon might be very rugged, but it's a luxury vehicle at the end of the day, and thus it comes loaded with a ton of features like the amazing Burmester surround sound system, 3D maps, 64 color ambient lighting, massive screens, leather seats with massage function, cooling, ventilation, multiple way electric adjustment and whatnot. In fact, the equipment list is endless. It's also got a 4-zone climate control air conditioning system and very high resolution screens and a suite of ADAS functions including blind spot alert. In fact, even the door handle gets the G embossed logo. So it might have all the features, but it still does not get a touchscreen infotainment system. Yeah, you have to use this rotary dial. By the way, this second generation Mercedes G-Wagon was launched in 2018. It's known as the W463 internally. And the first generation model was launched way back in 1979 as a commercial vehicle. Yes, it served the military, but this is Mercedes' oldest running nameplate after the Unimog. Did you know that the G-Wagon has a waiting period of 4 years in certain places? Yes, that is the kind of demand for this vehicle. So here's a fun financial or rather a fun investment advice that if you're looking to grow your money, get a G-Wagon because you will be able to sell it at a higher price than what you paid for because this has tremendously awesome resale value. And in countries or rather in places like Dubai, this one is just too plain vanilla. People want to get either the Brabus tuned or the Mansory tuned G-Wagons, and you know what? There is the 6x6 and there's the 4x4 square and whatnot running portal axles. So yes, this is a car which is also modified a lot but not really taken off the road as much as it deserves to go. The G-Wagon then is a vehicle which is stronger than time. That's actually Mercedes' tagline for this particular car, and this car has no competition whatsoever. Many would say that this car competes with the Defender. Absolutely not. The Defender is a monocoque platform car. Then there's obviously the Toyota Land Cruiser, the LC300, which is grossly overpriced, which makes me believe that this car actually rivals the Range Rover, the full-size Range Rover, and there are 4 variants of the Range Rover which are actually cheaper than the G400d, and one of those 4 variants happen to be a diesel as well, but the Range Rover is available in 50 variants in India. In fact, the top of the line Range Rover SV costs rupees 21 lakhs more than the G63 AMG. Unbelievable pricing for cars these days. So what is next for the G-Wagon, which is also known as the Glendon Wagon? Well, next year Mercedes plans to, I think, unveil or premiere the EQG, a fully electric G-Wagon which also does a tank turn, and then in 2025 I believe they are going to be launching the Little G. But nothing beats the original, nothing beats the Puch G, or how many ever names this particular car has got. A fun fact, Mercedes does not manufacture this car. It is contract manufactured by a company in Austria known as Magnaster. It has been doing it since donkey's years. So guys, if you like this video, make sure to give the thumbs up, that's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel and let me know which car should I unbox next. Bye bye.